5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da 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 da.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus.
Damn,
Hunting a
straight
machine god that controlled
deep
time
into your
itself.
Venus.
They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities.
I'm your Venus,
to stand alone
I'm your
against
fire,
monsters that took
your
others,
desire.
an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning in the halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged victorious.
God, the
at
Last
dawn,
Wish was such a good
clutching
raid.
the heart
We need a
of
Last
dragon.
Wish. This raid isn't the Last Wish.
But
I'm
most
gonna cry.
importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less
hope it will be
than
difficult.
the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road,
Oh, look at that eye
or
contact he's making with the
Destiny for
camera.
first time, anybody who shows
Getting
up on
me hot
launch
and
day
juicy,
is going to be
Joe.
greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience, begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth
Let's
and
go!
adventure.
After all these years, we never talked about it. Why I brought you back. Why you were chosen. The truth is, I didn't know then.
The
It
Gallahorn.
was just a feeling.
This is a banger trailer. The score is on
I know
point.
now. After all we've seen, all we've lost, this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you one last time to rise.
What the hell is that? What is that? Bro just pulled out a friggin' battle axe. Was that a new Titan Super, or was
This
that
time in Destiny history?
a whole new
We've been
freaking
building to
class?
this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by Ghost at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The pale heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So
Final raid location
it can
confirmed.
enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's
This is
trying to
areas that
put
we
the
can
universe
actually
into this
explore. That looks
frozen
sick.
Perfection
Is that just
where
random
everything's
cutscene
just
garbage?
exactly how
I mean,
it
it's
thinks
still cool,
supposed
but
to be. That is the final shape.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
In the final shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our Ghost, get to reconnect with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
bro had Trials of Osiris armor on. That's when you know shit's real.
We're going through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
Okay, looks clean.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
The Witness entered well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
One of the most memorable.
So the Traveler's already recreating shit inside the Traveler?
D1 Tower. It's really
For the
a
Witnesses?
labor of love from the Destiny team. The final shape means so much.
That last one was big Halo vibes.
And I think players are really going to be able to see that.
God, the PvP maps they can make from
Our
this.
very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been. You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this little person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the Witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the Subjugators.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape. They have an enhanced power set.
I thought that was a new
They're
Strand
performing
Super.
stasis powers and strand powers to face the Guardian, well, in support of all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new.
I mean, that could be the new Titan Strand Super, to be honest.
Control.
They're back
That
there
spear.
pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place, tangling you up.
We're focusing you on the campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Kate.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination. And so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the Witness, you're going to do that in the raid.
Thank God.
But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to
We might not kill the Witness in the raid.
The final shape and the Witness.
Uh-oh.
In the final shape, we are inside the Traveler.
New meme
Very
incoming.
close to this
Get ready.
energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want to create something that turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds. The Warlock Super is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all of these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around, and then it hits a character and bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
Interesting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect. When I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when
I'm
it sees
so
an enemy,
sick
it
of
launches
freaking
part of itself out
souls.
and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive.
But yeah, that super has an incredibly low cooldown.
It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of energy and enemies in and then explode. But that doesn't destroy the axe. The axe sticks around and you and your allies can go and pick up that axe and start wailing on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect.
That's actually
I press
sick.
and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
Okay, they finally got creative with Titans.
The Hunter Arc Super.
Arc is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points. The Hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink to its position, do the slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
What?
The great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
The Hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us up.
That's actually insane.
Creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these.
Okay, they went out with the Titan and freaking Hunter Supers. Those are
The more
badass.
aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know, like that instantaneous, like.
That was good, but I think it's more like.
I don't know if it's overpowered, Valley Boy. We'll find out. But those are badass.
Weapons team has been working on
That,
all sorts
especially
of
the
goodness.
Hunter
We've
one. The
got
Hunter one is so
exotics,
sick,
we've got
especially for
legendaries, we've got
PvP.
perks.
Just
We're always cooking
throw
up
it,
stuff. We're always
blink.
playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has
God, another
the
fusion
really
rifle.
intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely
Interesting.
stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one
They
specific
better not one-shot
exotic that I can
PvP.
make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
Exactly, Valley Boy.
Golden Gun was a sniper rifle.
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvastav into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world, burn it all. In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming.
Okay, this is pretty hype.
Existing weapons can be.
Really, like, bordering on exotic functionality. So, for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage.
Damn.
They have a mixture of regular weapon and
Rocket
launcher
pistol,
stats.
baby.
We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I'm really excited to
That's actually
bring it
pretty
to
crazy.
dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
Imagine doing trials carries and say, hey, put on your support auto rifle and just fucking shoot at me.
Coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
Come on, take a load off.
Cade!
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type.
Ah, thank God they brought him back. I can't believe they got rid of him. Freaking morons. Yes.
Give me a sec.
You better be here to stay, too.
I was magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off of my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't. Well, better get back to it.
Gosh, she's such a good character.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back, this is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as
Yo,
a
I
guide.
want that
Cade
freaking
Virgil,
poster
he's our
in
guide
that
through this
background there.
other
Imagine
place.
having that on like the
Cade is
wall
one
behind
who
me, dude.
is
That'd be
the most
so
appropriate
sick.
person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think is going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
Yes.
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek. But only if we contend with her sister, Xivu Araf. It rests with me. Will you come back from this? Do not be afraid.
God damn.
Bring me your tithes.
Was she the new Witch Queen?
You now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light.
Hive magic.
Fire Guardian, and open the way to our tithes.
Is this like this season trailer, or is this? So this isn't Final Shape shit. I think this is for this season that launches today.
And they do whisper. Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me. My appetite rises for your brutal tributes. Let us show her what it is to be Hive. You have sounded the horn of battle! You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
That's the season that just launched right now.
The Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast
Yeah, the
them.
raid, reprise raid is definitely Crota then. Feels bad. Really wanted Wrath of the Machine.
Into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first. And that bigger problem's name is Xivu Araf. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that.
That's the worst way to
energy that
fight
we're
fire.
creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We want to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what
Dude,
led us to come up with things
How
like
sick would that be though if you could transform into a hive like that and just fuck shit
magical deck of
up?
cards that creates amazing synergies with your build craft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They
This
can
actually
then
looks
choose
interesting.
These cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the build craft.
Might actually buy this season.
That you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay.
Dude, I
has
loved
just been, like,
Wrath.
oh, chef's
Yeah,
kiss.
Wrath was easy too, but it was just such a good raid. I don't even know if I did Crota. Or if I did, it would have been like a one. No, I did it like once or twice.
We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing
Horde mode.
bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable. With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch
Finally
of
get to see
really
it.
tight gameplay
Ooh.
experiences. We wanted to make sure that we focused the combat a little bit more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just
Yo,
one.
show me checkmate. I don't give a fuck about relic.
Past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass. We've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we've got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
So does everyone just have
so you're gonna be
relics, or
reaping
no? I
value
guess
with that
not,
thing.
because that guy was shooting
It's
a
a
gun
lot
at
more
him.
tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need.
It actually looked interesting at the end there, though.
Words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hivey this season, obviously. There's something in the air. And so when thinking about, like, what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hivey season, there's only one answer.
It's Crota. Nah, they don't increase level caps anymore except for on major expansions. Which they might be reworking how levels work for the final shape. There's been rumors about that. Frickin' Crota, man. I wanted Wrath. We better get Wrath next year. Play, earn, reward? What the hell is that?
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers, as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. And In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand, and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience
Well,
is fundamentally going to be
they
same.
changed that a while ago, Volleyball Boy, that ever since Lightfall, the max light never changes from season to season anymore. It only changes on major expansions, so the final shape will probably increase.
To engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for any other Guardian to join you in this high-level content.
When it's combined with Fire Team Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my play style. I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality,
That actually
show a
looks
little bit
sick.
more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players.
They're doing
to
some
not
good
sit
stuff.
and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection. The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our story. We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken.
Is that coming out this season though, or
This is a moment that a lot
with
of
the
players
final
new and
shape?
old are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes. And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the final
Shake up to the seasonal model,
and
thank
the theme
God.
for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities.
Is it the same price though, or is it now like $25?
In every single one of these acts, we're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the Final Shape year.
Maybe it's like 20 bucks now for each
Any of the
episode.
seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience, whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the Final Shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
What makes
Sounds like a good change. We'll see.
A guardian. Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason. By something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death.
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Our purpose is its end. This time, there is no escape.
That showcase is pretty good, not gonna lie. Super hyped for it. I wish they showed more
It's gonna be an
PvP,
exciting
but
year for Guardians. We get
it
to
is what it
make
is. At
good
least
on
they
a
showed it this
promise
time.
That we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're gonna be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final
except for
shape,
PvP.
we're gonna continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions, allowing any of your
I wonder if that
friends
new
to
map's
jump into the
live
game
right now.
and get up to speed on what's happening in this
Definitely
world.
gonna go try and play the new
Then,
map right now, see if
next
they
week,
map weighted it.
A brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the throne world as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
Do not be afraid. Bring me your tithes.
After all these years, all we've lost. This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise. One last time.
God damn. That Hunter Super is so hype, bro. I want to use that so bad.
When we create a collector's edition, we try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really try to work hard.
That's
thinking
actually
about
sick.
10 years of Destiny and how
First I thought that was a
best to
PS5, like
encapsulate
decorated.
that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, and lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
Cade front and center where he belongs, baby. Alright, that was pretty sick. But I don't know, time will only tell. Time will only tell.